Hi everyone, welcome back. I thought I'd film an update for you today on my Project Ban use up. It's going quite well. I've got quite a lot of products coming out this time. I'm not going to add so many in fact I've really just got one thing to add in, but I'll have a think and maybe add more in next time I update. But there's quite a lot of used up, so let's make a start. I'll just start with the products that are still staying in the Project Pan, and the foundations are first to hand, so there's not very much. I've pretty much used this Rimmel Match Perfection as my go-to foundation. It's hard to tell when they don't go like this one does. It's hard to tell, but I think this means, I mean, I'm not a scientist, correct me if you're wrong, but I think it maybe means that this one's got oil in it and this one doesn't. Let me know what you think in the comments. But anywho, this one has been great for me when I'm not self-tan. 100 Ivory. It's not the best colour match, honestly. The undertone of it isn't perfect, but because I've just used this one for so long, whenever I'm not sure what foundation to wear, I tend to just reach for this. I certainly wear it on an everyday basis, and if I had to guess, I'd probably say I'd have another 1 to 2 weeks worth of usage out of it. This is the foundation I have on today. To me, this is a fuller coverage than the Rimmel Match Perfection. You do have to be careful, well, sorry, I have to be careful what I wear underneath this, especially if I want an SPF, because then when I put this on top, sometimes it'll settle into my smile lines and whatnot, so I do have to be careful what goes underneath that. But I really love that. That really is a contender for one of my favourite foundations of all time, the Wake Me Up, and it's very brightening and radiant on the skin. I mean, I do have some highlighter on today, but I just love it. This is my summer colour. I can only wear it when I'm fake tanned, which is, I do have some false tan on today, and so that's why I've got that on. And as you can see, next time I do my update, that will definitely be used up. The one that you're not going to really be able to see much of, so I won't spend too much time on it, is the MUA highlighter. I've not got it on today. There's just something about this I can't put my finger on. I may end up throwing it away, but I'm determined to get as much use out of it this year. I've got a different one on today, which to me I thought would be similar, but it just goes to prove that when I put it on, it looks lovely, and it looks like I expected this to look. It looks like it's going to be a pinky champagne, and everybody describes it as a pinky champagne, but there's something else in it, like a monster, and I don't know what it is. When I swatch it there, it kind of looks a bit powdery. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just something flattering. I'm not sure if it's a bit of lavender or a bit of blue. There's something in there. I'm cool toned as my undertone, but yet for some reason there's just something about this highlighter I don't like. But I have been making a concerted effort to use it, and you won't be able to see any pan for a long time on that. You know, highlighters, as I'm sure you can appreciate, take forever to get through. Oh, I think what I might do actually is use it on my shoulders, collarbones, legs, try and use it over my body this year to get through it. If you've got any other tips or tricks of how to get through it, then let me know in the comments. I'm going to show you my sleek eyebrow kit in light. All the products will be listed in the description bar. I'm sorry they're not displayed to you in order, but it'll be really obvious if you look on the list which is which. This is my eyebrow kit in light by Sleek. I really love this. I recently repurchased it in medium to try. I've got a Rimmel Hazel eyebrow pencil with a bit of the powder on top today, but usually I'll just use the coloured wax on its own, and it does last all day for me. This is a very similar shade to Omega by MAC, which I do own, and as you can see I've got some pan showing on there and a lot of pan showing on that, so I'm really pleased with that. But I recently, as I bought it in medium, and it is far too warm for me, so I have used a bit of the medium powder in my crease today. It's lovely as an eyeshadow. The wax I think I'll be able to use in a medium palette when I'm false tanned, but the powder is way too not ashy enough by a long shot. Now this e.l.f. conditioning lip balm SPF 15 I've just had to get out of my bag. That's been living in my bag. It's going to be difficult to tell, but I have made a really good dent in that. Again, this is one of those products I consider just giving up on and throwing away, purely because when your lips are dry and you need a balm, this looks awful on dry lips or sore lips. But what I've been using it for is not as a balm but as a gloss. I'm putting on when my lips are in good condition, and it looks lovely then, but I can only wear it when my lips are in good condition. That also sits in my desk at work and gets used then. And my 17 All About Nude eye palette is doing really well on. I've been working on these two shades. The blush colour has been considered finished for a while now. I've got some remnants down around the edges, but that has dried up and you just literally can't work with that. And I did say at the start I wasn't going to use the lipstick anymore because it's had that much of fallout go into it from the eyeshadow above. But these two I've been wearing a lot and really enjoying, and there's my progress there. Sorry, I'm blinding with the mirror. It's flapping about because the packaging broke ages ago, so I sellotaped it back on. So yeah, that's going okay. Next I'm going to show you the progress I've made on this e.l.f. blush in Candid, is it Candid Coral? Something Coral. I'm sure it's Candid Coral, so loads of progress on that. I'm not 100% sure about this. It used to be my go-to daily blush. It is feeling very dry now. I don't know, on my cheeks, you'd think it was nice as an everyday blush. Maybe I've had it in a favourites before, it's right there, it's very subtle. But with my undertone, when I put it on, it sort of looks like I'm using a highlight that's too dark for my skin tone and trying to use it as a blush. I think this works best when I do put a pinky blush on and use that as a blush topper, which is I think how I'm going to use it moving forwards, because sometimes it's got a lot of gold glitter in, and when I put it like a shimmer that's very chunky that borders on glitter, so when I use it as an everyday, like at work and stuff, sometimes I catch myself in the mirror and think, oh my god, I've got loads of gold glitter, really obvious shimmer on my cheek, which may not be that work appropriate, so you do have to be careful with it. Next I'm going to show you my Clinique eye palette, and the beige is completely used up. The pink was completely used up before the project pan started. I have realised that for some reason this brown colour doesn't actually look that flattering in my crease, but I have been using it as an eyeliner. I haven't got it on today, and I've also been using it as a brow powder, which it works really nice for me. And then I've used quite a lot of this blue shade. I'm wondering if I can manage to show you the dent in that. So I think next time I do my update I'm hoping to have some pan showing on the blue shade. Next let's go on to nail polishes. I haven't used any of the plum colour at all because, as I said, I'm going to wait until autumn for that. I've used the Barry M blue colour a few times, but by the looks of it it's about there, so I've got a massive way to go on that. For this Revlon shade you'll be able to see how far down I am on that, so it's about halfway used. I have used that a couple of times since the last update. This one you cannot see at all, but I would estimate that I'm just under half left in that. I've got this Gosh colour on my toes today. It actually looks like I've got it on my fingers today, but this is a different nail polish, and I can see that I'm just there on that shade. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to wear this on my fingernails, just because the formula doesn't last on me, and I've already got this colour now which lasts a lot better, and I think I'll just be putting that on my toes. But I'm going to be making the biggest dent. I'm going to make the effort to make the biggest dent in that one between now and the next update, just because I think I'm going to wear it on my toes all summer. I've got my colour tattoo, 24-hour Maybelline colour tattoo. I have used that quite a bit for the first half. If you think of since my last update as a timeline, for the first half of the time I used a lot of this, but I haven't used this a lot in the past 2 or 3 weeks, just because I've been enjoying something more lighter on my lid. This doesn't open up my eyes as a hooded eye girl very well. It's great for work as an all over wash of colour and a one eyeshadow look if I'm in a rush, but yeah, I don't know, it's not that it's bad or anything, and I will use it up. I just prefer my MAC Painterly paint pot, and I do prefer, because of my hooded eyes, to have some definition in the crease and a lighter lid shade. I've got to admit I haven't used this NW15 Studio Finish Concealer almost at all. That's because what I mainly buy it for is because it's so pale. I used to get some blemishes on my neck and jawline, and this colour was great for around there, but I haven't really got any in such a long time, and the only other place I could really use it is highlighting here and under the eyes, and it's not really great for me under my eyes. So I'm going to struggle with that one, but I still am going to keep working on it. I've got the number 7 High Shine SPF 15 lip gloss. It's impossible to show you how much is left of this, and I've made a bit of a boo-boo with it because I've actually got 2 of these, which is why I put it in my project use up. One's a doe foot and one's like a little brush applicator, and I've forgotten which one of them is in the use up, so now I've got 2 in the use up, so maybe that should count as a product added in. But yeah, now I'm getting through 2 of these in my project pan, and I really love this shade. It's the perfect Your Lips But Better shade for somebody like me, because you can't tell now, obviously I've got lip product on, but my lips are quite rosy and pigmented, and this looks, I really just love it, and it's an all year round gloss, really lovely. I have hardly used at all this Lasting Perfection Collection Ultimate Wear Powder in medium, just because I only put this fake tan on last night. So this powder in general is quite heavy, and it does on me oxidise a little bit, so I can only wear it when I've got false tan on, because even the lightest shade is too dark for me usually. So I haven't used any of that yet, but I'm going to be applying fake tan more now the sun's coming out a bit. We've had a lot of rain and overcast situation in where I am in northern England, and so it's not really called for fake tan. You know, for me, I like to put it on when the sun's out, not just all year round, but I know that some people like that, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's your jam. Next I've got the MAC Utility, the grey utility, I always say utility grey, the grey utility PowerPoint eye pencil. So that's how much I've got left of that. So again, I've not worn this in the past week, 1 to 2 weeks, but prior to that I've made a good dent in that, and I feel like that's coming along nicely. The formula is a bit too hard for me, I prefer a softer kohl, but yeah, it's nice. I've got the number 7 BB Lips Beauty Balm. Again, it's one of those things where we won't be able to show you how much is left, but you know, I can see quite a lot of light through it, and it looks like it's right up here. This is not my shade. These really light, cool toned pinks really don't suit me. I can only just pull off this sort of medium toned, cool tone on the lips. And so yeah, I usually put that on when I finished my makeup, and I just want to put it on, and then I'm going to put my lip product over the top of it. So yeah, I have used it a little bit, but admittedly I've not, you know, given it all of the effort, if that makes sense. Now I'll just show you the products in this drawer that I've managed to finish up. So the products coming out of the project is the Precious Woman, which is an eau de toilette from, I believe, Superdrug. So that's completely gone. I've also got through the Superdrug Light Anti-Aging BB Cream. Maybe I should say, if I would purchase, I wouldn't repurchase this again, just because it's really lovely scent. I got loads of compliments on it, but I think that's the second one I've had, and I'm a little bit bored of it. Maybe in a few years, but not at the moment. And this Superdrug light one is too orange for me. Even with false tan on, I feel like it's got the wrong tone because there's a lot of orange in, so I wouldn't repurchase that. I am completely used up the Colour Trend Chill Out Face Illuminator by Avon. I actually had a little bit, tiny bit left in it this morning, and I've used it on my arms and legs for the video today. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase that. It's kind of like, there's a lot of pink in it, and it is the shade Cool Pink. I prefer something more neutral based, like a L'Oreal's Louis Magique primer. And also, I think there's a lot of alcohol in that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase that, but that's all used up. So they've got this Bourjois Healthy Mix Concealer. I think there might be a tiny bit left in here, but it's getting to the point now where when I try and get some out, this part of it digs into my palm. For me to squeeze it to get any, I'm squeezing as hard as I can now, none's coming out. But I think if I sort of squeezed it with both hands like that, I could get a bit more. No, I'm doing it. Oh, there we go. You see, I thought there'd be a tiny bit left, but it's actually hurting my hand to try and dispense the product because these bits are quite sharp. So I'm going to consider that used up. So if I do have any left, it'll literally be the tiniest bit, because I've squeezed it with all my might and got the last bit out as much as I can. This was in 51 Claire Light Radiance. Yeah, I've got a whole review video on this product. I'll link it in the description bar for you. I'm considering this product used up. There is a tiny bit left around the edges, but the only brush small enough to get around the edges is one that I would use under the eyes, and this colour is too dark for me to use under my eyes. I mean, it just sort of leaves like a ring like this, just purely because I'm so fair, and this is in 01 Fair, so it doesn't come in any lighter. This is a lovely powder, but I've recently bought a massive bottle of Ben Nye Cameo powder, which I know is going to take me years to get through, so I don't think I'll be getting another one of those for a while, so that's used up. I hope you would agree. This is another one completely used up. I went to use it the other day, not realising, and then realised it was used up. There's definitely not one usage left in this. You can tell because when you turn it like that and dig the brush down, lift it up, there's nothing. So yeah, that is a nail polish. I've had people comment before saying, well done, it's really difficult to finish up a nail polish, so thank you for those lovely comments, and yeah, achieved that. Such a great sense of achievement, it's sad really. This product is coming out into the bin, so I try not to do that with this project, but it is difficult sometimes not to, because sometimes I'll put products in which I'm determined to use and it just doesn't work out. This is one of them. It's a 17 Nail Extras Glitter Top Coat. The reason it's having to come out is because I can only put so many layers on my nails before it just won't dry, until it's the point where it's so thick that the ends just start rolling back, if you know what I mean, and pushing back, because it can't set like it needs to when it's so thick. So this I wanted to use in place of a top coat. I can't use it in addition to a top coat. It's just going to be too much, too many layers and too much thickness, and unfortunately it can't be used as a top coat because it's not shiny. So I like a shiny. If you're not bothered, if you like a matte top coat, then fair enough, but I just find it very strange. It's full of glitter, why isn't it shiny? The base product the glitter is sitting in is not shiny, so I paint it on my nails and the polish itself is dull, and then just the glitter you can see, and the glitter for me is not sort of a flattering glitter. It's a very young girl's glitter. In fact, what I'll do is I'll give this to my daughter to play with, because she's got several nail polishes that she plays with. So the item I'm pulling in is this Next Bee Baby Soothing Lotion. So my little girl's too old to need a baby lotion now, and to be honest, she doesn't need lotion at all, and so when I go to put it on, it's just using it for using its sake. But this I find works really nicely on my legs as just an everyday thing in the morning when I'm quick and I'm getting out the door. So I'm going to drag this in because it's not the greatest scent. I think it's supposed to smell of nothing, but for me it doesn't. It doesn't have very nice scent unless it's just going bad. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that before it goes bad, and so that's coming into the project, but I'm not adding anything else in at this stage. That's everything. So let me know in the comments what you've been using up. If you've got any projects that you're doing, let me know how it's going. If you film for YouTube, link your video, and if it goes to the spam folder, I'll approve it and I'll watch a video if you're also doing a project. And I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.